Welcome to Raven's Nexus. Here we are with the newest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1171, titled Ragner. After everything we saw from Loki, Shanks, Gabon, Jarl, and even Harold, the ending of the fight between Loki and Harold, and now, well, we're seeing what happens from then. And, yeah, on the very front, we have a cover panel request, showing a cat putting ears on Zoro. Let's just jump right into the story. We continue in Elbeth Castle, right after the fight to stop Harold. Scopper Gabon talks about how bad it would have been if Harold got out, especially with how much he healed after every hit they tried. Gabon then asks Jarl if he knew anything about Loki's legendary power, but he knows nothing about its power, but gets chills thinking about what would have happened if Loki wasn't there. Shanks thinks back about a time where he and Harold talked. Harold was excited for the opportunities Elbaf will have when he joins the God Knights. Then it skips to a time of Shanks talking to his father, as Garling is offering Shanks anything he wishes, especially for how long he had to deal with the commoners, exclaiming he doesn't think the commoners count as people. Back in the castle, Shank proceeds to grab his arm, breaking down and hating his family, asking why Harold had to die. He had such a pure soul. Gabon yells at Shanks not to hate himself because of his circumstances of birth. It's not his fault. Everyone's life has meaning, especially his. He just needs to hold on. Loki covers Harold's remains with his feathered coat, asking if this is what happens when you love your country too much, and begins to cry. We cut to Merigios, with Emu talking to the five elders. Emu questions how Harold, a rare ancient giant, boosted by Emu's power and undying body, could lose. The elders ask why don't they investigate the abyss pentagram Harold made. Emu refuses, knowing it'll lead to the death of another knight by an unseen force in Elbath. Every covenant comes with a price, even for Emu. Emu talks about Harold being born with the savage blood of a battle-loving giant, saying Elbath should have never known a peace-seeking king like him. With the disappointing outcome, Emu says history does not lie. They will always be incompatible. Elbath is of the D. So is all of Elbath the D clan? We cut back to Loki telling everyone he plans on cutting out to sea. Jarl questions why, after all of this, Elbath will be in disarray. Not just that, what about Harold's final request? Loki can't tell Elbath the truth. He tells everyone not to speak a word about what happened here today. Jarl warns him that if nothing is said, Loki is the one they'll blame. We cut back to Loki telling everyone he plans on going out to sea. Jarl questions why. After all this, Elbath will be in disarray. Not just that, what about Harold's final request? Loki can't tell Elbath the truth. He tells everyone to speak a word about what happened here today. Jarl warns that if nothing is said, Loki is the one they'll blame. Without a care, Loki declares he can tackle this in his own way, and with the ability, he will settle the regrets of his old man and his soldiers. He then gathers the remaining surviving guards and starts to leave. Jarl yells not to be stupid. The world government is a large organization, and it won't be as easy as he thinks. By the time Hyrden returned to Elbath, they had already declared Loki a patricide. We cut back to current day. Hyrden says he understands why Loki kept it secret. His father chose death in the face of government manipulation. The government is the true enemy. Gabon then explains that they sent more knights to Elbaf, asking if they need any more information. And everyone says they don't need any more of a reason to protect Elbaf. Luffy gets excited, happy to see that Loki fight. They suddenly see something crash close to them, standing up to be a giant Dragar. Hiruden thinks that they were not real. Loki also thinks it is a great warm up. Chopper says this is one of the many monsters running around rampage up above. The giants yell at Hiruden to get on the lift, and Loki says he can just jump up. L- Loki is excited he can freely move. Gabon knows that Chopper seriously wants to help patch him up, but he would rather go save his son more. So Sanji picks them both up and use Skywalk flying up to the surface. Loki questions why Luffy stayed, while Luffy proudly states he just wants to see him fight. Loki then jumps towards the Dragar, yelling to Ragner, "Let's show him your power." Swinging Ragnar, hitting the Dragar with a move called Niflheim, freezing it completely, and with Luffy in a shocked look, the chapter ends. Dang! That was kind of dope. The way Loki just straight up one shot and completely froze it head to toe. Ragnar used Niflheim. So we've seen lightning, we've seen it create fire, and now we've seen it make ice. What else can it do? Well, on that note, if y'all enjoyed, if y'all could do me the huge, amazing favor, like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more future content, and hop in the comments if you just want to say what's up or comment what type of manga you'd like to see, and check out my, well, Chainsaw Man video that just popped up last week. Other than that, if you enjoy more One Piece, we have pretty much the entire, well, flashback gone from the start all the way up to now, and we will plan on doing more One Piece videos in the future. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna go play video games. You take it easy. Deuces.